everybody. Intuition here. Thank you, as always, for making time and space for us. Today, we would like to discuss mental illness. And before we move into how we understand mental illness, we would like to remind everyone that this is how we see mental illness. This is how we understand mental illness. Now, because this is how we understand mental illness, this may not be how you understand it, what you are familiar with. And what a beautiful thing it is to have a different opinion and a different understanding of something. So now that we are all on the same page, knowing and understanding that how we see things is going to be different than how you see things, let us proceed with how we see mental illness. And how we understand mental illness is all mental illness stems from one main thing, and that main thing is the personality. Every mental illness, schizophrenia, bipolar, psychosis, borderline personality disorder, depression, anxiety, whatever mental illness you could think of, you can fathom, comes from, on some level, the personality. Now, how this is the personality, as a reminder, is not all you are. You are more than your personality, right? The fact that you are able to perceive what it is that we're saying on some level means that you are more than your personality, because your personality is made up of two main things. Your personality is made up of imagery of the past that you hold on to in the present moment. Not only is the personality made up of imagery of the past, but those images create a static feeling. So then, therefore, the personality is made up of the images of the past and the feelings that those images are able to elicit in this present moment, which means that all of the personality is based, then, therefore, in the past. And unless you have a time machine, we cannot go back into the past. The only moment that we have is this moment right now. So then, therefore, the personality is not based in this moment, it is based in the past. And the personality is going to use all of the minutiae of the past in the present moment, which creates a distortion and a filtration that does not allow us to see the present moment in all that it is. So the personality will use images of the past, which then distorts the present moment, that creates a filtration of what it is that we're able to see. And based off of the image that the personality is projecting in front of us in the present moment, is going to elicit a certain behavior or conjure a certain understanding of what it is that we think we are seeing versus what is actually being reflected to us in the reality that we're in. So, all mental illness comes from the personality, and depending on what filter the personality is projecting in that moment is the behavior that's going to be elicited that creates, then, therefore, the mental illness that you are seeing. Depression, anxiety, bipolar, whatever it is. And, of course, this is a broad generalization because, again, depending on what mental illness that we are talking about, the personality is going to use a different set of tricks, if you want to call it that, in order to elicit a certain understanding that then therefore enables you to have an incongruence of what it is that you're seeing in the reality versus what it is that you are perceiving as happening. But it is important to understand that since the personality is projecting an image of the past in the present moment, that does not allow us again to see what it is that's actually happening in this present moment. So that then therefore the filter is created that does not allow us to actually see the reality of now. It only allows us to see the reality of the past, which puts anybody in a state of fear, which is the first feeling that begins any mental illness that you see. The foundation of all mental illnesses is the fear state. And then once the fear state is created, everything else is placed upon it. So, again, this is a very broad generalization. However, it is important to understand that since the personality is creating all the mental illnesses that you see, all of the dysfunction, all of the distortions of reality that are not congruent with what it is that's actually happening, then on some level, all that needs to be done is simply moving away from the personality, moving away from the images of the past, from the feelings of the past that are holding you in a space, in a state that does not allow movement to be able to see what it is that is actually going on. All that needs to be done on some level is simply to show up in this present moment, not allowing, again, a filtration of the past to influence the present, not allowing thoughts, fear tactics from the personality to come in and interfere with what it is that's actually happening right now. Because we can assure you on some level, if you were present, viscerally present, in this present moment, losing yourself in the moment, mental illness would fade into the past where it belongs. Because again, all mental illness is projecting from the personality, and that projection of the personality is only a projection of an illusion of the past, which is distorting the present. So if we were just present with the present moment, we would not have any dissociation that is enabling a mental illness to start rising within us, that is taking us away from what it is that is actually happening. So, as simple or as complex as that. As always, just a little food for thought. And again, can't emphasize enough. This is how we see it. This is not how you need to see it. We're not suggesting and saying that you have to see it in this way. But potentially, with this added understanding, it could be beneficial to you to simply show up to this moment and not show up to an image of the past that will then therefore hold you in a fear state that elicits a behavior that might not be how you want to be behaving. So, well wishes in being in this beautiful present moment and seeing all that it has to offer you as soon as you show up to it. Thank you.